Okay. I hope that the sound is okay, that everybody hears me. So, es esmu Vinski, es esmu no Francijas un es dzīvoju Somijā. Okay, I hope this was not too bad. These are the presentation. Also, very quickly, these will be under a Creative Commons license. So the license allows you to share freely, totally and completely. You have to credit me. You cannot make major changes and you cannot sell this, but this is an open science, open sharing license. Right. So I am starting right away by telling you 45-minute masterclass, super short challenge accepted. I had originally thought of presenting a lot of documents to ground a bit what I'm going to say. There will be no time for that. So it's like a hovering, but I hope that it will be an interesting one. It will be quite intense. So first of all, I would like to speak about the basic principles about how I am going to tackle these subjects. They are a bit full of big swear words, but they explain what I'm doing. So I am what would be called a primal structuralist. Oh my gosh, what is this? I work into this way of seeing things that were the global conditions, the local. So meaning that local manifestation, they can be understood only if you keep a global picture. I will come back to this. So what I use is material hermeneutics. Oh my God, another swear word. I will explain this in 2 points. Like first is the critical differentiation, meaning that what I'm going to observe is conjunctly what is similar in the local manifestation to the global and what also is dissimilar. I give you straight away an example. If I'm observing something like Finnish polka, there is a Finnish polka. Why? As opposed to polka, which are not Finnish. And so it is what I observe in the Finnish polka that I observe being absent in the other type of polka that defines Finnish polka. Now, if I cut myself from the global vision and I say, no, Finnish polka is unique. There's only one Finnish polka. It has no bearing to any other type of polka. Then it's not so much a description of reality because polka is not a Finnish word. And the music is common to, like if you take a Finnish polka and Swedish polka, good luck to try them, the difference just by ears, because the structure is similar. And dance-wise, it could be a bit difficult to dissociate this. There's a bigger picture, there's a bigger structure. And if you lose it from your sight, then you lose tools to describe reality. Then the necessary agonistic, oh my gosh, another swear word, quality of the description, meaning that I am not going to try to put some ideological explanation to what I see. And if I do this, then I drag the observation somewhere else. I give you another example. I could decide that I am of the opinion that the people, the peasants, are bearing the nationality. And anything, I am not going to look what the highborn society does because they are corrupt and they are too cosmopolitan. Then that will be, this is a strong side. And if I observe reality, this is going to be problematic because as a searcher, if I observe polka, mazurka, and kind of old couple dance, it's almost impossible to say which social sphere influenced the other. And the idea of it comes from the people and it's taken by the elite is a bit naive, positivist sort of idea. It's like much more complicated and interactive than this. And I think this is a beautiful echo to probably the discussion you had just before. My last point, and we start dancing straight away, I don't annoy you anymore, is that the refutability. In ideologies like nationalist, religious, whatever you name them, there is a dogma or a line of thought, and this line is not refutable. If you try to refutate it, you are a heretic. In science, we do not function like this. In science, we have this problem we want to explore, and then we are going to think of what could be pertinent way of analyzing it. And that's the theory. the theory is my way. I'll say, I will try, I think it's pertinent to explore it like this. I will tell you what I do and how I do it. And then I put up a protocol of experimentation to verify my theory. This also explains you what I do and how I do it. And then I give you my results. At every stage of this line, I am refutable. At every stage of this line, you could do differently. You could think differently. That, my dears, is science. So let's crack in after all this introduction. So polka, mazurka, then to speak about this, I need to speak about polka and then to speak about mazurka. So I tell you how I thought, what is my grid of exploration? The musical common points, the dance common points, and then specificities. First, what globally all those dances that I call polka, mazurka have in common, and then specifically how they differ. And then we will have enormous fun. You see, it's hilarious to try to see that when they polka, mazurka together, what it means. Sometimes, does it mean more polka, more mazurka, or none of that? We'll see. So, first thing first, polka. So, the canonic explanation, and you see, I'm very prudent. I say canonic. I didn't say historical. The canonic explanation is that polka is a Czech word meaning half, and polka was observed in the beginning, a middle beginning of the 19th century in Bohemia, being a Czech dance. 3 Czech searchers say that. Yeah, searchers of the 19th century who had extremely strong nationalistic narratives. So that's why I say this is the canonic explanation. I have no guarantee that what they observed, they didn't change. You know, it's like this. So from there, polka did throughout all Europe. So why and by what means? This is complicated. I would tend to think this is the high society, but you know, it's been reaching the popular sphere quite quickly. So it's almost impossible to draw a line there. So let's first observe what the common points on the globality. When I say polka, and that's the point where I cannot show you all the documents I would want to show. But if I observe the music, basically it's binary, either 2 on 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, or 4 on 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what there is in common. Now, if I combine this, so when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have stress, or stress and secondary stress and another and stress and another and. Then if I compare to what happens in all the versions of polka, there's something like short, short, long, short, short, long. In all the versions that I explored, there is this. Of course, there are differences, but let's first focus on this. It's just step, step, long, step, step, long. First neutral, step, step, long, step, step, long. And I can go quicker. I do not profess teaching you polka. You probably dance it much better than I do. But basically, that's the structure. Okay, that's what's in common when we say polka. Now, let's explore the differences and the subtleties. Now, I will start because I don't have time to warm you up properly. So we start by the more things than the French one. French one, so France is a very big country, you know. We have a different ethnicity in France, and they all have specific characters. So when you say French polka, it can mean absolutely whatever. So the polka I will use now is Central France polka, the region of Massif Central, like a really central France in the south. And I will give you another example from the Pyrenees. But there's a kind of global characteristic of French couple dances. We like to spin a lot, and our steps are very flat, but we like to spin and glide a lot. So basically polka in France, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be as little as possible. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because very quickly, I'm going to want to have this gliding step. So my steps are not leaving the ground. in this, and I will be pretty much like this. In a certain style of France, I just glide like this. So I'm just going to put a music we can amuse us to find this. So the music I'm using is archive music. It's recorded between 1920, that's the earliest, to 1940 or so. So the quality is not extraordinary, but the quality is extraordinary at the same time, if you know what I mean, and I'm sure you do. So let's have a Finnish polka played by somebody called, I will find it. It's here. Somebody called Viljo Westerinen and an orchestra called Dalape. It's recorded in 1939 and it's called Sakkijärven Polka. So it's Finnish music and I'm dancing French. Oh yes, I can. It's polka. Up. So I am coming. It's all the time as I speak. So start neutral. Keep your feet on the ground. Just feel it first. Then if you have a partner, clap. Otherwise you can do that French way. Down your shoulder. Nothing particular, but it's feeling. And then I will want to be more selective. I cannot do it so much because I don't have a lot of things. So that I would say style French number one. Yeah, Ernest, that's very interesting. I don't doubt that this is also a style that you will find in other places. Now I give you a second style of polka in France. We go in a small department called Ariège, and when I went there to collect, I was really amazed at how they dance polka. It's exactly the same, very flat, but they add a sort of bumping. So it's not jumping, it is still very gliding, but they will have this bouncing here. So we can try that, bouncing without jumping. You see, that's very funny. I like to do that as well. Still the same music because it's very efficient. Up. First, I keep my feet on the ground, but I have my knees doing the move. And then I can go. Yeah, so you see, same sort of thing, but starting to have the difference. They decide to add a boom, boom, boom in the middle. So, sorry, but I know that I am not Lithuanian, but I will show you Lithuanian polka. But of me. And I don't know much about Latvian polka, but I had the feeling that you have several. That I've seen both the Lithuanian side and also chassé style like this. I've seen both, I think. But now let's speak about the Lithuanian. So short, short, long is still our structure, except on the long I will go down, and the short, short I will keep up, down, hop, hop, 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 down. And of course, I will have to put some Lithuanian music for it. It's my friend Laura Lukenskiene who makes this beautiful CD. This is countless music. It's beautiful, really. If you find the CD, Laura Lukenskiene, just buy it. It's lovely. So, polka, which is called Dedes polka, uncle's polka. I don't know if in Latvian Dedes also is uncle. So that kind of Lithuanian feeling. Now I jump to Finland. Very similar style in Finland, except that they really like to mark the first of the one, and they will tend to do it so by stamping both, and then they will lift up the last one. So pum pum pum, yeah, pum pum pum, pum pum pum, pum pum. So it's jumpy as well, the up, but I will stamp first, then lift my last. So let's try to go back to Finnish polka, and then I'll speak to you actually about what I know about the Czech styles and the redova also, which is important. It gives other dances this to us. Still, Saki, Arvin polka. So Finnish style, start here, tum pum. So that you see that there's some kind of Baltic feeling that the up, up, up is there. So it's my belief, and this is just a theory, it's refutable, that there's a common link there. Polka transited to Finland via the east, via Viipuri, that's Viborg, this town that is now in Russia, which was a very cosmopolitan center in the 19th century. And this is the Eastern influence, whereas the Western influence gave Polska. And I believe that this Polska is very flat and measure, and this is really up, which I identify as Eastern and probably a bit Baltic vibe. Now let's speak about what is meant by Czech polka. I am not so sure because there are many forms, but what I have seen is something it's difficult to do here, is more chassé, 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 chassé. So it is still short, short, long, but short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long. And unless I'm mistaken, I've seen some Latvian dance the polka like this as well. So I cannot say for sure, but this quickly, and I shut up about polka. This also because there are styles and there are branches of polka which start to do rap as well. So there's a particular side of polka which is called redova. Redova is having some kind of figures, but the step also is something like this. And the funny bit about this step is that in classical ballet, this would be polka step. There are many polka steps in classical ballet according to which school you are from, but basically redova, I see a link there. So you see that there are differences, there are specificities, but those specificities, and that's my point, finally, if you look at the global picture, they are not essential. I have been able to dance all this polka on Finnish music. It wouldn't be possible if it was totally unique, you know, so that's my observation. Hop, let's switch to mazurka. So mazurka is fascinating also. Again, canonic explanation, and again, I'm very prudent about this for the same reason as for the Czech researchers. It's 19th century Poland, a collision between different three-time dances, oberik, and something called mazur, which with a diminutive ending mazurik, gave putatively mazurka. So an interesting fact, though, is that we are told that the mazur had a bit strong on the two. That's interesting. There's a fundamental difference between 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Waltz and mazurka, they are not comparable in the music and in the dance because of this energy. So again, the global thing, okay, global thing is the music is in 3 time. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if I compare the energy of different type of mazurka, I notice there's a motive that is always the same. And this motive is short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the 1 is starting, but the 2 is strong. So when I say that the stress on the 2, this does not mean that musically the stress on 1 disappears. But if I shorten it into its essence, I have short, long, short, long, short, long, and that's common of all the mazurka I put my nose in, except one, the Balle mazurka. I make a bracket. I am not supposed to speak about Balle, this is not what interests me, but Balle precisely is inside a deconstructionist doxa, and deconstructionism refuses structures and construction which they see as oppressive systems. And also they believe that individuality and specificities are essential. There's only one truth, is what you feel and what you are. That's the deconstructionist system. So it's not surprising that what they call mazurka does not obey at all to what I just said. And I have not considered dragging in the Balle mazurka in this presentation precisely because their way of thinking the dances is in this deconstruction, and I'm in the constructionist vision of it. So, bracket closed. So, yeah, 3 times and 2 strong. So short, long is going to be observed. So let's try to feel this short, long, because this is going to be the essence of all the steps of the different forms we are going to explore. We are going to explore basically 2. The French one, several little versions, and the Finnish one. So, beautiful recording, that one. It is Suomalainen tanssiorkesteri. So that's the Finnish dance orchestra. This is a recording of 1920. That's the earliest I have here. It's beautiful music. I love it. Piano, fiddle. So let's try to feel the short, long in our short, long, short, long. Start from here. Short, long. The base. Okay, let's jump to France. We are going to go to a specific region of France, which is the southwestern one. Why do I do this? Because this mazurka from Gascogne is said to be the origin in Balle, and like when people, when I am old enough to remember how it all started, and this is the one we danced, except that it has undergone, English verbs, and it underwent several little manifestation of change before. So basically, the step is extremely simple. Let's have 3 different versions of it. They are collected, and I have documents I could have shown you. And it's short, long, 1, 2, 3, short, long, short, 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 long, short, 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 long, short, short, short. So you see it's changing. I go short, long, stay, 1, 2, 3, step, step, stay, 1, 2, 3, step, step, stay, 1, 2, 3, step, step, stay, 1, 2, 3. First version. In this structure, I just spin. Jum, bum, pa-di-dum, pa-da-pa-di-dum, dum, pa-di-pa-di-da. And short, long, stay, 1, 2, 3. 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 Very flat. Why is it a mazurka? Well, there is a structure, short, long. The structure that is common, and the music is in 3. You see, I put Finnish music and you can dance that on it. So I start flat so you can catch the steps. I'm sorry, this goes flash quick. But you see, this, and it's recorded, you can do it afterwards. And first flat, and then I turn around just spinning. If you have partners, grab it. You can try alone and then with a partner. Thing to help you, and this is something I observe in the videos, that the first mazurka step, because this is called mazurka step, is a slightly stamped. So particularly the 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and you would even have 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3. This helps. Let's again, sorry, I'm talking too much. Let's practice this. Information about dancing with soft soul. That's a very interesting question. To my knowledge, the peasants, they danced, they had special Sunday shoes. It's not exactly sure if they danced those dances in the week, but when they danced in the Sundays, they usually, it was like a very formalized after Mass. This is Catholic country. So after Mass, then the dance happened, and they had these Sunday shoes. So these were heart soul shoes. Then, of course, if we are speaking about peasants, they might have worn clogs, and then I don't see, this dance could be pretty well danced with clogs. As for the high society, you know, they dance into balls, and you dressed up especially for the ball, so you had hard shoes. So I know the soft soul that you're speaking from a Latvian perspective, and this is very interesting. We do not have traces of popular soft shoes in this southern aspect of France. Peasants wore clogs. That is to say, so that perhaps explains why this is percussive. I hope I answer your question. Okay, let's have another version. We keep exactly the same structure, but we are going to dance slightly different. So we are going to have a whole sequence to spin. So 1, 2, and front and back, prepare. 1, 2, and turn, turn, turn. 1, 2, and front and back. 1, 2, and turn, turn, turn. This one is much more kinetic. 1, 2, because I'm going to have this big spinning at the end, and the first part of the step is just a preparation. 1, 2, and turn, turn, turn. 1, 2, and a front, back, 1, 2, and a hop, hop, hop. This also is well collected. The difference in style is that those dancers who did this version, they moved much faster. It's the same in France. In the room, people turned clockwise or anti-clockwise, I can't remember, but they turned all in the same direction, very unlike what's happening in certain bars nowadays. And I see that in Latvia and Lithuania, it's pretty much the same. Like people have this discipline of turning in the same, so you're not disturbing people, basically. Let's explain a little bit more. So 1, 2 there on the spot, then the walk, walk, walk. I will walk front and back, and then 1, 2, I prepare myself to turn, turn, turn. 1, 2, and the front, back. 1, 2, and a turn, turn, turn. 1, 2, and the front and back. 1, 2, and a turn, turn, turn. 1, 2, and the front, back. 1, 2, and a turn, turn, turn. 1, 2, and the front, back. 1, 2, and a turn, turn, turn. Let's try this with the music, and then I show you some slight little change that can be done. I will show you very quickly, some other variations. I have to say that this one we are doing now, it's the one which was used and deconstructed to the Balle folk. When I was younger, like we're speaking about 25, 35 years before, in Balle folk, which were not called Balle folk at the time, they were called Balle trad, which tells you something. And this is mazurka, this is what people dance to. And I must say that there are many other forms of mazurka in France which are disappearing because of that one. I will show you one after. Up. So. Yep, sorry, I'm dashing through. Okay, I very quickly give you other variations. There are, I have documents from Gascogne, which I cannot show you, where the old guy does 3-step and turns 6-step after. He makes a short, long, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, short, long, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, short, long, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He does this, and the amusing thing in the video is that we're speaking about the agonistic quality of the observer, is that the collector's wife, who was sent to be partnering this guy, she didn't come with the spirit, I don't know how to dance mazurka, he will teach me. She was trying to do this one here, and he is a rock. He's like 80 years old, set in his way, and he keeps her firmly there. And it's hilarious because first you think that, okay, this is a wrestle, and then you see that he doesn't change nothing what he does. And what he does is exactly this. Same structure twice, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm telling you, there are other forms of mazurka which are disappearing because of this one. It is true, like when I was a kid in Bretagne, we had our own mazurka, which was in the middle north of Brittany, and it was champa hum, champa hum ba da, champa dum bam ba da, bam ba hum ba din dum. So you had short, long hop, 1, 2, 3, step, like the Scottish. Short, long, hop, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what I learned how to dance. So you recognize in this structure, short, long, hop, 1, 2, 3. The little hop put it, register in your mind, because we are now going to speak about Finnish mazurka. I'm sorry, I'm going super quick. I'm trying to keep on track. So Finnish mazurka. Finnish mazurka is, so it's kind of archaic. When I first learned it, I thought, oh my gosh, this looks like it's exactly from a 19th century ballroom instruction book, you know, because they don't have this position. They still have the more ancient couple position, because this, in the beginning of 19th century, was felt by the high society as too familiar. And I have a hilarious text of English dancing masters when the waltz arrived in England, who said, I don't know what the mother would think, seeing her daughter so liberally treated about this landwehr position. So they really, and in my region, in Brittany, those dancers were nicknamed cough a cough, belly against belly, and they thought, oh, that's ridiculous. And in the first half of the 19th century, the woman was here, you know, it was we were having this kind of things, and turning was often closing like this, or sometimes even turning like this. And Finnish mazurka bears a little bit the memory of this. And this, Ernest, it's really, you're making a really good intervention, because this is exactly, it's a very interesting question. Those soft shoes or those gears we think as traditional, are they traditional? And are they really what people did at this time? Like, for instance, in Brittany, for costumes, they were not so written in marmor. People put different kind of shoes all the time concerning what they did. So that's a very valid interrogation. Now, Finnish polka. So the mazurka step will be quite central. I'm here, my partner is here. So if I put myself there so you understand better, gent here and lady here. I start by external foot. Why external foot? Not because I try to undermine you and undermine your liberty. No, the structure is here because there's a reason. You'll see why. You need this foot. So it will be short, long, short, long. This time I will not do on the side. I will do it in front. So I try here. It will short, long, as if I was kicking. So I go short, step, kick, short, kick, hop, stop, hop, jump, jump. And again, the stamping, very strong, occurs at 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And like the French, 1, 2, 3. Except that I don't stay. What I do in 1, 2, 3 is I bring my partner on the other side, and we do exactly the same. We have external foot liberated, exactly the same on the other configuration. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's stop it here. I'm sneaky. Let's stop it here to get it right. That's the mazurka part. I will talk about the second part of the Finnish mazurka, which is going to be a very good introduction to polka mazurka. You'll see why. So again, I explain again. External foot, that is my partner, my invisible partner. I have one here, but he's not in any state to dance. So, sorry. External foot, 1 kick. So in a normal configuration, I would go forward. 1, 2, 3, go forward. I would go here. I'm limited by what space I have. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Short, long, 1, 2, 3. Let's try this with my beautiful 1920 mazurka. The tricky bit and perfect introduction to what happens next. When I have, and that's also explanation why external foot. I have done my first structure of step, change your place. And I would do this either once or twice. There are different structures possible inside this structure. But basically, when I came back to my place, the structure is over and I get here, I have my external foot. Why do I need to get this position? Because we are doing the spinning part, and the spinning part is called polka. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, very regular. Doesn't it ring a bell? Something like this, maybe. So you see how things are starting to be a bit shady. So this is a polka step. Short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long. Except it's not really short, short, long. It's short, short, short. And in a bouncy way, a Finnish way. And very regular. Let's try that. So we are going to do two change. We are going to try to follow the music there. So two change, you will see when the music change, we do this polka thing. You'll see how fun it is. This is how was it done in, again, big round, everybody in the same direction. That way, even in a small room, everybody has the place to evolve normally in the dance. So let's, first I don't move and then I move a bit. That's the first change. That's the second change. We repeat. Then I place the lady in front of me. Placing my leg here. And change. All right, so that's the Finnish mazurka, and you see there's already a sneaky bit that looks terribly like a polka, which would be a bit flattened. Polka mazurka then. So what happens? Well, I had enormous fun to go and see, put my nose. Basically, there are not a lot of countries who have a polka mazurka. There is a polka mazurka as a classical ballroom thing, and it's been musically really put forth by Strauss, number 2, I think, not the father. And it seems that it's around 1850. So if I put my nose there, so listen to the music. This is one of the Strauss one. Okay, so 3 times. Now, short, long, short, long, short, long. That's a mazurka. Basically, the music, I'm not telling you that's a polka mazurka, you hear it, you have the pum, pum, pow, pum, pum, pow. That's mazurka. I could dance the French version, I could dance all the versions I've said. So why did they call it polka mazurka in this context? I think I think, this is just a theory, it's refutable. I think it's because the versions I am given in treatises of dance, I've used the Giraudet a bit like Dancing Master of 19th century, but I took several German and English ones as well. Then it's this position, that's all the time. And for those people, this was either Landler or Polka. So Polka was always like this in their culture, except the Redova and the specific ones. So I think that's it's my belief that it's a mazurka that is danced in a couple. The step is hilarious because it's a mazurka step. So it will be 1, 2, hop, step, glide, jump. 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 Again. 1 short, long, step, glide, jump. Jeter, if you wish. Short, long, step. See the little, that's also very mazurka. Timbada, hamba. And they danced it by half turns. So also, again, the global picture conditions the local. Why by half turns? Well, have you seen the dresses these high society girls were wearing, the crinoline, like extremely big? If they were turning faster, they would kill themselves or somebody, you know. So they had to really cha-da, ha-da-da, hum-ba-da, 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 hum-ba-dum. So we'll only try to tackle the step sideways. And if you want to, you have a partner you want to tackle, it goes, I try to show you, ti-da-hum, ta-da-hum. On the jeté, you already are here. So you can zum, pam, pa, dum, hum. Half turn by half turn. Let's try this structure. Oh, shoot. Let's try not to be late. Up. Very dramatic. But you see that this polka mazurka is a mazurka. And in a way, it is geographically dance. Then there's something of the polka in this specific context. Now I go to Latvia. Somebody called, I have written it somewhere. Oh my gosh, where is it? Here. Petris Ganins. I'm not sure I pronounce it well. I don't know exactly when, because I could not see it. You can ask Inga, because she is the one who gave, and Oscars, who are the one who gave me this polka mazurka from Latvia. Basically, Latvia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, they have polka mazurka. I found tunes in Latvia that I heard as songs in southern Estonia, like tabadan da da di da tabadan dan da di da di da dan tabadan da 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 dam. But what interests me is to make you listen to his style of playing.
Tagad spēlēšu polku mazurku.
Not so much not so. It's like a bit more neutral. So what I understand, and I'm no expert of your polka mazurka, but I remember seeing this kind of step in Latvia. And in Lithuania, what I see is that very much like the Finns, something like this. My own Sungulaite woman is not there, so she cannot confirm, but she is the one who taught me the polka mazurka of Lithuania. So basically what we have, and I will conclude with this, what we have in polka mazurka is that we have a structure which is always the same. It's 3 times. They decide it's not going to be 4 times, it's 3 times music. But inside of this, there are some bits of polka, either the step structure, which is going to be like this. It's not going to be anymore, but just this regular beat. It's not so much, it's 3 times, so there's not a long, like in polka, but the same structure. That could be like this. The figures, I remember Latvian, you do quite a lot of figures on polka mazurka. That could be also an element from mazurka with a polka step structure. You know, it's in between, and every specific version takes something, but basically it seems that the 2 dances have been converging into one in some specific areas, and that is yeah. So that's about all what I had to say. Again, all what I said was like refutable. It's just theory. It's just observation of facts and all. And I hope you liked it, and it was kind of informative and not too crazy. And I think it is time that I give back the microphone to somebody. Thank you so very much, and I hope you dance very well tonight. Bye-bye. Liels paldies. 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 I never know where to put the accent. So what should I do? Should I stop my video maybe